induct Rush into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
We've been saying for a long time, years, that this wasn't a big deal. Turns out, it kind of is. Our sincere, heartfelt thanks to Dave and Taylor for doing us the great honor of indicting us. Theirs is truly the praise of the praiseworthy. Maybe one day we will be indicting them. I've always liked a quote from Bob Dylan. The highest purpose of art is to inspire. What else can you do for anyone but inspire them? It is gratifying to think of us having inspired these youngsters to pick up a pair of drumsticks, a guitar, a rhyming dictionary, and torment their parents as we tormented ours. All the previous inductees into this pantheon of rock are like a constellation of stars in the night sky. Among them, we are one tiny point of light, shaped like a maple leaf. Around each star swirls a galaxy, in our case, a galaxy of families. The families that raised us, elevated us, and now the families that ground us. Those who remain and those who are gone. Then there is the family of people around us who take care of business, day after day, deal after deal, dime after dime. Like our manager throughout all this, Ray Daniels. Then there is the family of people who truly put on the show, for it is fitting that we receive this honor as a working band in the middle of a tour in our 39th year. We should always stay 39. I speak of the road crews, the technicians, the engineers, and co-producers, our friends and family, and these guys.
Thank you guys so much. I have to say this is a little overwhelming for a nice Jewish boy from Toronto. I've been really fortunate in my life to be able to spend my time doing something that I truly love to do, and to do it with two really terrific partners. That makes it all the sweeter. And so I'd like to thank Lurks and Pratt over here, not only for the privilege of making music together with them, but for the great pleasure of their mostly hilarious company for the past 4 decades. And on behalf of my two partners, I have to thank the most passionate, most dedicated, incredible fan base around the globe. That's you guys, for not only supporting and encouraging our musical progress over the years, but for the insistence of their voices, which has most certainly led us to this evening. We share this honor with you. Thank you.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. 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 Blah 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 blah. Blah la 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 la. Blah la 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 la. Blah la. Blah. Blah. Blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah. Blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blue blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah.